defensively, and then you get a lead, and then through the fourth quarter, guys out of rhythm. You're trying to figure out who to play, and then you put starters back in.
Nah, well, yeah, I wouldn't say out of rhythm. I just thought we missed a lot of shots versus their switching. We had an advantage with our bigs, especially with JaVale. I thought we made a few bad reads and ended up in late clock situations. And sometimes that can look like they're out of rhythm. So there may be some evidence there. But overall, I thought we played a solid game. When they went small, that was when we didn't take advantage of that lineup like we had been. And then we gave up some easy threes tonight and transition threes that we typically don't give up just because we were miscommunicating. And that was in that same segment where we weren't scoring like we did in the first half.
Well, obviously, like as you always say, it's hard to win this league and to take a 1-0 lead, regardless of how you get it, you take it.
Yeah.
But how much would that last quarter be viewed?
I think it speaks to, one, we can be better. I mean, we scored 121 with that fourth quarter. So I know our guys are feeling that, and that's what we said. But we can't have those kinds of quarters against a team like that and give up a 35. So, if you're going to have a 25, you only want to give up a 25 or 26, and that was the goal for me going into the fourth was let's win the fourth, and we didn't. A lot of it was missed shots, but we didn't handle the switches like we have been when teams have done that to us.
Monty, how'd you like the offensive execution once you forced Dallas into rotations?
I mean, we were getting shots. I like the fact that we were not settling for the threes tonight. A lot of our guys were attacking the paint. We were getting floaters, rim shots, and then we were playing in paint to great. And that was the focus. Once we had a good shot, we can take it, but let's try to get a great shot. I thought we were pretty good, especially in the first half.
45 for Doncic, but you guys made him play physical and play downhill. How would you assess the way you guys defended?
I mean, anytime a guy has 45, you look at that number and you're like, you don't like it. But I look at their assist numbers. They only had 16. So Cleaver hit some threes, but for the most part, nobody else got going the way that they're capable. But we can do a much better job of just keeping him out of our paint without fouling. I thought the fouling hurt us in segments tonight.
Going off of that, did you feel like this was the type of game, especially in the third quarter, where the style that they play in your defense with them kind of contributed to the wear down effect a little bit? Maybe.
I mean, I thought, if we could have made a few more shots in the fourth, it'd feel a lot, better, if you will. But I thought we got the shots we wanted. They were giving us different coverages on Chris and Book. Sometimes it was a blitz. Sometimes it was a switch to a hit off of the switch. We got the shots on the backside. And then, like I said, there were times we had a shot on the backside and we attacked the paint. And that can wear teams down, especially if you flatten them out by getting to the paint.
How'd you like the bench production campaign, bouncing back, Cam Johnson?
But I thought Cam, JaVale, all those guys, even if they didn't score, contributed tonight. JaVale's segment was really good in the second half. I think we have to do a much better job trying to find him at the rim versus their switching. I think the second group can be much better there, but yeah, we need that production from both Cams.
It looked like the Mavericks were getting a lot of backside open threes on the sinking defense.
Yeah.
Luka would drive or one of their guards would drive in. They were I think they were second in the league in getting corner threes after the trade of KP, and you guys were third best at keeping people out of that. So what did you see there? And
it's one of those environments where we can be better. Once we got to trust the guy that's guarding the ball, that he's going to force a tough two. There were a number of times tonight where we didn't steal out to the three-point shooters. We were kind of watching the ball. And then once the pass was made, then we made the effort to get out there, but it was too late. We can do a much better job of just guarding the ball, keeping it in front, but then the guys watching that have to trust, whether it's Mikal or Jay, that those guys are going to be able to guard and force a tough two. Yeah, just effort. Yeah, it was a huge play for us. He just covered a lot of ground. I wish that was a part of the scheme. That was just Mikal making a great play.
Monty, Chris played, I think, under 30 minutes
Yeah.
tonight. Part of that, I'm sure, was the big lead. He took the long rest going into the second quarter. Do you feel like after that first round, maybe you need to dial it back a little bit with him minutes-wise?
I don't, it's not a part of the plan, but tonight I sat him a bit longer. Cam was playing well in the first half, and, you're always trying to win the game, but it is on my mind at times. Anytime we can allow him more rest, it is helpful, because I think it makes him fresher in the fourth quarter, or allows him to be. I took him out in the third, and I think he had a few choice words for me as he was going towards the bench, but I understood it. I can't worry about the first round. We're trying to do everything we can to win this one, but there are times when we can rest him a bit longer.
Monty over here with Deandre leading the team in scoring. Are there things that you see with him that feel like just that recognition and reps, being in his second go around with this stuff and identifying, hey, I have the mismatch, I have speak any of that stuff?
Well, I just think there's opportunities to take advantage of, certain situations, whether he's in short roll, he's been pretty efficient with that shot, or when he has a smaller guy in a post-up situation. But, he's worked on it with Coach Bryant. As I've said before, the first year, I didn't think he was as comfortable playing in the trenches and using his left shoulder jump hook and playing in short rolls. So it's just something that he continues to work on, and it's a weapon for us, especially when you're playing Chris and Book with the kinds of coverages they see every night. I think he does a really good job of being under control when he catches it in the short roll. Sometimes he'll find guys on the weak side, or he can go right to his mid-range jump hook, if you will.
Monty, you knew coming into the series, a lot of what they do offensively is getting the switches that they want and stretching and attacking from there. How'd you like the execution there and just sticking with?
It was okay in the first half. I thought we could have done a better job of just sitting down and guarding without fouling. I thought we got into foul trouble early in the third, and that makes you a bit tentative. First half, we had a few mishaps guarding the ball, and like I said, we were watching the guy guarding the ball, and then they would kick it out for a three. They had 51 threes. I think that's what I'm seeing. That's rebounds. I'm not sure how many threes they had, but 39. I mean, that's a number of those. I bet 20 of them came out of that environment where you're watching the guy guard the ball, and then you're like, oh man, I got to get out to my guy. We got to do a much better job of that. One, we got to guard the ball, and two, the guys watching that have to trust that guy that he can guard the ball without fouling.
Monty, I wonder, you guys had so much emotion in the last series in terms of your messaging and the bigger mission here and what you all accomplished last year and everything you talked about all season long. How did you handle kind of resetting the group? I mean, when you come out of that kind of a series?
I mean, you have to let guys kind of decompress a little bit, even though it's hard because you're in the playoffs, but we just talked about appropriate fear. I heard their comments, and for us, it's like this team won 52 games. They were the sixth best defense, and they have three guys that can go get it done every single night. And when you put the stats up on the screen and show the guys, you have to have what we call appropriate fear, and that allows for you to bring your A game every time you step on the floor. It's just a high level of respect, and so we've had to turn the page, if you will. Yeah, we had an emotional series against New Orleans, but all the series are emotional. And now you have to find, whatever it is to step on that floor and respect your opponent with your A game every time you step out there. So that was the phrase I used, is appropriate fear, especially against a team like this that, held the number one offensive team during the year to 99 points in Utah. And so when you look at it from that perspective, you better bring your A game.
After that first one where Devin Booker missed 3.5 of the games and Chris Paul played so many minutes, you talked a minute ago about managing Chris's minutes.
Yeah.
it must have been nice to be able to just have Devin Booker play most of the game, 38, second most on the team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that probably not where we wanted him tonight, but I probably got him back a little bit earlier in the fourth than I had planned on, but it was during that period where we weren't handling the switches as well as we would like. But he looked fresh. He didn't look like he was laboring or anything like that. And I don't want to put him in harm's way, but we wouldn't have him out there if we felt that way.
You had you were up by 21 with, I don't know, 6-7 minutes to go.
Mhm.
You had all your backups on the floor. Then all of a sudden you went into the mode where they got a few baskets, and then you started bringing all your starters back. What went into your thinking as you're making the lineup
We
changes?
just needed to settle down, get the guys out that typically close games for us. We had a few turnovers. We had one high-low pass to JaVale that we didn't execute, and they were scoring off of it or getting good shots. So just wanted to get the guys out there that typically close games for us. All right, thank you.